No, Portmanteau is a pirate town in
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica where they smash words together. Welcome to Portmanteau.
Yeah, seems right. Oh boy.
Whoosh. I've almost finished the final book in I think it's called the Black Prism series, I was hoping Joseph would have read this too.
The Black Prison series?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read that one.
By Brent Weeks.
Mm-mm. Is it a fantasy series?
Mm-hmm. Epic fantasy. Giant.
Have you read? I don't read a ton of huge epic fantasy. Have you read the Name of the Wind is the first one? It's the King Killer.
Obviously.
Yeah.
It's very upsetting because they're never going to come out with he's just not going to write the third one.
No, he is. I think it's almost done. Are you kidding?
No. I don't believe it.
He's not a George R.R. Martin. Martin's never going to finish that series. He's definitely not. Definitely
right?
Not. And that's fine. I'm fine with it based on like how his fans have treated him. I fully support him. I'm like, you go ahead, man. Now, The Expanse. Have you read The Expanse?
He's been writing them since the 90s. You know, like this has been a long journey.
Look,
he's done.
I'm a fan of War Against the Couture with David Gerald, and he wrote the last book fucking decades ago. All right, he's the guy who wrote Trouble with Tribbles. He's a friend of Aaron Harvey.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's he has not written a book in that series in like since I think the 60s. I think was the last, or the 70s. Like that's the last. And he's like, no, I'm gonna finish it. And there's supposed to be 7 books. He's done like 4 books. It's so like don't even talk to me. Like
Rothfuss,
even like
Patrick Rothfuss.
Rothfuss. I've actually met Patrick.
I shared.
He's a really nice guy.
I drank Cointreau with Patrick Rothfuss. I don't think he'd remember that we did this. We were in a cabal of sorts at Comic-Con. It was rather fun, but
yeah, no, Pat's great. He's a friend of a friend. Like I don't know him well. I'm saying Pat, but I don't really know him well. But he's a great guy. I think he'll finish it. I'm pretty sure. I've heard that it's close to being done. I think he'll finish it.
I hope so. I really want to know what happens.
Yeah. I think it's gonna happen.
Because the Ori's story was not what I wanted. Did you read that? The novella? I
won't read anything that is it's like if you're not finishing your series, I'm not going to read any of your like extracurricular stuff you did. I'm not going to read it. I'm just not. Yeah. I mean, I once again, I support anybody who's a writer. I'm not putting any pressure on, it's like I get like that, that happens. Like I was a big fan of the Dark Tower series.
Yeah.
And then, Stephen King was like, whatever, I'm drinking all the time, I don't care. And then he got hit by a car, and then he's like, I'm going to finish this shit. And he finished it, and I was very happy with it. But it's like, I don't think that every author should get hit by a car. That's not the takeaway. But
because he was drinking? I don't know the story.
No, the person who hit him was drinking, but he he'd take this walk every day. And this guy just fucking like was drinking and, and ran into him. And like, he almost died. He had to be airlifted out, and it's a whole thing. And then he was like, I got to finish these things. It changed his life.
You finally turned him into a prolific writer?
Well, yeah, no, there were certain series he was not finishing, and The Dark Tower was one of them because it was so precious to him. He started it when he was very young. I think one of the first things he wrote, and then like he hadn't finished, he hadn't wwritten on it, and then he finished it. Yeah, this is really good.
Oh my god,
yeah.
This is like a quintessential Scotch right here. This is yeah, it's magical. This is a magical fucking drink.
This is the Scotch you break out when you want to impress someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like a black art right here,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Was it worth the wait?
Yes, I think it was.
Yeah.
If we're recommending series, there's a trilogy by an improviser, physicist that I know, Alex Lamb, Roboteer, which is, I think, a terrible name, but a great series. This is the starting book of it.
Great.
And
awesome.
I would recommend it highly.
Okay. What was the one you recommended, Amanda? The one you were black something?
Oh, you know what? Let me look up the name of the series because I think I've misrecommended it.
And The Expanse. Has anyone read The Expanse? Because I watched the show, but I only watch the show because I've read all of the books. The books are great. And that's two guys, and they work in tandem. They write a book every year, and they're almost done. There's only, I think, one more book coming out. But like clockwork, they would do a book every year, and that is something I have to, like, once again, I'm not gonna like, I wouldn't attack Martin for where he is, but at the same time, like, you gotta give props to and George R. Martin even said, it's like, these guys know what they're doing. So
the series has been quite good. I've got some issues with the visual effects, but I understand they're working on a tight budget. But yeah,
the
series is
good.
good.
It's funny to me because George R. R. Martin, like, he started off working in television, and it's like he had to write scripts that were, limited because you have a television budget, and he's like, I'm gonna write a series where I can just do whatever. I'm gonna write a book because then I can do whatever I want. There's no limit. I can have giant armies fighting dragons or whatever. Yeah. And then it's like
20 pages describing one meal.
Right. Well, but also, like, there's no budget in a book, right? And then so then it's like HBO's like, we want to make your books into show.
He got everything he wanted, yeah.
And he was like, and then we need you to write the scripts. And he's like, no, I have to fucking he has to, like, cut it all down so that it'll fit on it. It's like, you did that to yourself, man. And you know what? You have a great job. So I can't.
You didn't have to accept the check from HBO. You could have said nope.
Yeah.
So the series that I am almost done with is the Lightbringer series by Brent Weeks.
Oh, I've heard of that one. Another friend of mine recommended it.
And it's pretty good. But I've got other series out there that are also very good. This one is very good. It's good.
Like, I started reading Wheel of Time, for example, and I was just like,
Brandon Sanderson finishes that. I like some Brandon Sanderson books.
Couldn't even get it. Like, I couldn't get through the first book. It was too derivative of, like, Tolkien and stuff. It was like, like, I couldn't. That's my opinion.
Yeah, that's Jordan. What's his name? Jordan. What's the author's name? Wheel of Time. Jordan
something. Yeah, it's Jordan something. Not Jordan Peterson, because that's the Canadian guy who is a misogynist. But
screw the Canadian.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Oh my God. I hope I don't get into trouble for that. Jordan Peterson has a lot of followers. Maybe cut that out, Andrew. Because
no, fuck them. Misogynists, fuck them. I'll take that bold stand.
It's Robert Jordan.
Robert Jordan, that's it. Yeah.
Ooh. Well, I don't even know. I mean, I don't know how to top it. Can I talk about my preferences as far as the ones we had today?
Yeah.
So,
Laphroaig, no.
No, actually. Ooh. So this one, the Port Charlotte, is the finest of the bunch, in my opinion. But I could not drink it, really, except on a very rare, like a holiday occasion. It will need to be. I'm gonna be divvying this up very slowly.
Yeah. So you would only drink that on a special occasion, or if you're trying to date someone.
If you're trying to date someone that's not a human, perhaps, like if you were like, you know what, I'm a little bit tired in this quarantine, and that lamp has been looking at me, and I'm looking at that lamp, and I'm thinking, let's get it on.
I love lamp.
So that one is, I think, the top. But then as far as like what you could actually drink, I would go with the K.
Very, very approachable.
What's the K
Yes.
one?
Yeah, very approachable.
What? Sorry, one more time.
Kilchoman.
Yeah.
And then Ardbeg. Yes. And then Laphroaig.
Wow.
Because this Laphroaig, I felt like was a very just like, here's your pile of wood.
Right.
You know, it was good, but it was just.
It didn't have a lot of the sherry notes that kind of tampered down.
There was no nuance.
Laphroaig 10.
Yeah. The Kilchoman is something you actually give to regular people who are not peat monsters.
Yeah.
Right, you know.
Yeah.
I kind of
Yeah. But all of them very fine, very, very tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really great selection. This I don't think I've had such a good time tasting scotches since there's, I guess, I don't know, I think like Kelly Lohman, I think, was the one who had I think that was one that I think was a really good journey. But I mean, I've liked every one of them, but yeah.
Oh, for a moment, I thought you were saying like you enjoyed Kelly Lohman more than our guest Amanda.
You know what? And if that's the case,
No,
I accept because Kelly Lohman.
Wow.
I love all our guests. Kelly
wonderful.
Lohman was also in that same Fraudway improv group. So
I know, and as was Brian Lohman.
Yeah.
Why wasn't I in it? Why don't you love me?
I think this was
Pre my time in LA, probably.
I think it was BAP.
Yeah.
Before Andrew. Pierce.
Before Andrew Pierce, BAP, 12,000 BAP.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I really want to keep these for a while. Usually I try to drink them during the week and then so I can give them back to Andrew, but it's like these are some I think these are
I realized this was going to be a problem.
Savor
So
them.
I ordered another dozen bottles so we can
Awesome.
roll for a couple of weeks.
I appreciate that.
bottles aren't
Especially.
like well, I have a question actually for you, Amanda.
Okay.
So after tasting all of these, what do you think? Do you like whiskey?
You know, I don't think I like whiskey.
Oh.
Huh.
I fucking
love whiskey.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm gonna go hold my baby. No. I'm gonna go eat some solid food.
Okay.
And
All
drink
right.
some water.
I mean, but 64%, that's a high alcohol precursor.
That's a cubba though.
But it's still not.
Whatever, Mump and Smoot.